studied projectile motion, and in previous lecture we find out the total time required for that projectile to complete the path, and total time we can find out by this formula, that is t is equal to twice t0, which is equal to twice u sin theta divided by g. Now see in this diagram, this is the maximum height of the projectile. That means the projectile reach at a maximum height, it has time in t0. When the projectile reach at a maximum height, it has a time t0 u sin theta divided by g, and from maximum point decreases, from maximum point the projectile reaches to ground level, the same time required for that projectile, that is t0. So total time required, that is t0 plus t0, that means twice t0 is equal to twice u sin theta divided by g. From this formula we can get total time required for that projectile. So we get the time factor for the projectile in projectile motion. Now next point, that is next equation we have to find out for a projectile, that is the range of a projectile. Range, that means horizontal distance. For the range we use capital letter R, and R, that is the horizontal distance covered by the projectile from starting point O to end point Q. For example, this projectile starts from point O and cover its path and end at point Q. So the velocity of the projectile at point O is same as velocity at point Q, that is 0. So we have to find out this distance, that is the horizontal distance of a projectile, and that horizontal distance of the projectile we call as a range of a projectile. We call it as a range of a projectile, and this range we can show by letter R. Now we have to find out the equation for range of a projectile. So for the range of a projectile, total horizontal distance, this total horizontal distance traveled by projectile in a time t, in a total time t. This total distance to complete in time t can be obtained, in a time t can be obtained by equation. Now see, we have to find out this horizontal distance, and for horizontal distance, the displacement or the distance covered by the projectile. For distance we use letter S, and along x-axis therefore as x, which is equal to, and in previous lecture we see that if there is a displacement of a projectile in x-axis, then we can take its velocity as a u cos theta. So as x is equal to u cos of theta into t, Now as x, that means we have to find out this r. So equation becomes r is equal to ux into t. Total time, therefore we can write here as a capital T. We can write here capital T because the projectile covers this total path, total trajectory of path along x-axis. So r is equal to ux into t. Now ux, that means u cos of theta into t, that means the value of time twice u sin divided by g, divided by g, which is equal to u square, equal to u square cos theta, u square cos theta twice sin theta divided by g, twice sin theta divided by g. We can rearrange this term as u square into 2 sin theta into cos theta divided by g. We have to find out the equation for a range. So we get r is equal to, capital R is equal to u square twice sin theta cos theta divided by g. And we know that twice sin theta into cos theta is sin 2 theta. Therefore we get equation as r is equal to u square sin 2 theta divided by g, divided by g. This is the equation for the horizontal range of the projectile. हे जे इक्वेशन मिळालेले आहे त्या प्रोजेक्टाइलनी हॉरिझॉन्टल डिस्टन्स जे आहे ते किती कव्हर केलेले आहे त्यासाठी हे इक्वेशन जे आहे ते इक्वेशन आपल्याला मिळालेले आहे. r = u square sin 2 theta divided by g. This is the horizontal distance traveled by the projectile and it's called as a horizontal range of the projectile. या इक्वेशनला आपण काय म्हणणार आहोत? horizontal range of a projectile. So this projectile having this horizontal range, that is r is equal to u square sin 2 theta divided by g. Now we have to find out the maximum horizontal range of a projectile. For the maximum horizontal range of a projectile, we can take as a R max. R max, that means maximum range of that projectile. So look at this equation: u square sin 2 theta divided by g. Sin 2 theta, we get the maximum value of sin theta when sin theta is equal to 90 degree, and we know that sin of 90 degree is 1. That means sin of 2 theta is equal to 90 degree, which is equal to 1. In that time we get the maximum horizontal range. If the value of theta is 0 degree, we know that sin of 0 is 0, then we get minimum value of this horizontal range of the projectile. Now, when 2 theta is equal to 90 degree, then for the maximum range of a projectile, theta is equal to 90 degree divided by 2. Therefore, theta is equal to 45 degree. Theta is equal to 45 degree. So we get the maximum range of that projectile. R max is equal to u square divided by g. R max, maximum range of a projectile, R max is equal to u square divided by g when theta is equal to 45 degree. Theta is equal to 45 degree. In that case, we get maximum range of that projectile. One mark question may be asked on this point: when we get the maximum range of the projectile. So this equation is important for MCQ or 1 mark question and for derivation also. In exam, for 2 or 3 mark question may be asked on this derivation, prove or derive the derivation for equation for range of a projectile. So we start with the equation along x-axis as x is equal to u cos theta into t. Now we have to find out total distance along x-axis, that is horizontal distance. Therefore, we can take it as an r. So r is equal to velocity along x-axis. Therefore, ux. Now for the distance in timing, therefore we can take it as a total time required for that projectile. So R is equal to u cos theta into twice u sin theta divided by g. Therefore R is equal to u square cos theta into twice sin theta divided by g, and we get equation as R is equal to u square sin 2 theta divided by g. I write here R is equal to, that is the range of a projectile. For the range of a projectile, we get equation R is equal to u square sin of 2 theta divided by g. And when theta is equal to 45 degree, then we get maximum range of that projectile. Maximum range of a projectile. So next equation, that is height for a projectile, and for that we have taken maximum height of a projectile. Maximum height. Maximum height of a projectile. For maximum height, we use letter h. So for finding out the maximum height h, we using the equations, or we using the velocity along y-axis. Along y-axis, because we have to find out maximum height. That means maximum vertical distance covered by that projectile. So along y-axis, we using the velocity along y-axis, which is equal to sy, which is equal to sy is equal to u sin theta t0 minus u sin theta t0 minus 1/2 g t0 square. Along y-axis, the distance covered by the projectile sy, that means distance along y-axis, is equal to u sin theta t0 minus 1/2 g into t0 square. Now we have to find out the equation for h. So sy is equal to h is equal to sy, which is equal to u sin theta t0 minus 1/2 g t0 square. Now we have to substitute the value of t0. We already find out the value of t0. Substituting this value of t0, u sin theta divided by g, in this equation. So we get u sin theta as it is, u sin theta into u sin theta divided by g minus 1/2 g into u sin theta divided by g square, divided by g square, which is equal to u square sin square theta. Multiply this u sin theta in this bracket, u square sin square theta divided by g minus 1/2 g into u square, squaring this term, u square sin square theta divided by g square. This g and this g get cancelled. Therefore, we get u square sin square theta divided by g minus 1/2 u square sin square theta divided by g. एक g cancel होना है, so we get minus 1/2 u square sin square theta divided by g. By subtracting this, we get u square sin square theta divided by g. U square sin square theta divided by g. This is the equation for maximum height of the projectile. as we get u square sin square theta divided by twice g. 2g is here. So divided by twice g. So this is the equation for maximum height of the projectile, and we know that uy or py is equal to u sin theta. So this equation we can write in py square divided by twice g. py square divided by twice g. So maximum height of a projectile we can find out using this equation. Sy is equal to u sin theta t0 minus 1/2 g t0 square. सो हे इक्वेशन जे आहे हे इक्वेशन तुम्हाला माहिती असलं पाहिजे. ह्या इक्वेशन वरनं आपल्याला मॅक्सिमम हाईट जी आहे ती प्रोजेक्टाईलची फाइंड आउट करता येते. सो सुरुवातीचे जे इक्वेशन्स आपण घेतलेले आहे py uy इज इक्वल टू ते इक्वेशन्स तुम्हाला माहिती असली पाहिजे. आणि त्यानंतर t0 ची व्हॅल्यू काढलेली आहे t0 इज इक्वल टू u sin थीटा डिवाइडेड बाय g. हे सुद्धा इक्वेशन तुम्हाला पाठ असलं पाहिजे. त्यानंतरच तुम्हाला रेंज असेल किंवा मॅक्सिमम हाईट असेल तर त्यासाठीचं इक्वेशन जे आहे ते इक्वेशन्स तुम्हाला फाइंड आउट करता येतं. सो मॅक्सिमम हाईट ऑफ द प्रोजेक्टाईल अलोंग y ॲक्सिस. म्हणजे जर डायग्राम मध्ये जर दाखवायचं झालं तर आपण हे इक्वेशन अगोदर लिहून ठेवूया. तिथे h इज इक्वल टू u स्क्वेअर sin स्क्वेअर थीटा divided by twice g, or which is equal to py square divided by twice g. For example, maximum height, that means if the projectile is like this is the maximum height of the projectile. If the projectile covers this distance, second projectile, then this is the range of that projectile. If the first projectile covers this distance, then its range is maximum, and the second projectile covers up to this distance, then this projectile has a minimum range as compared to first. And if we talking about the height of the projectile, this first projectile has maximum height as compared to second projectile. If this is the second projectile, then this projectile has maximum height as compared to second projectile. And in this diagram, this projectile number 1 has maximum horizontal range as compared to projectile 2. So we get maximum value of height and range also. Now we have to find out one equation, that is the equation for trajectory of a projectile. Trajectory of a projectile, that means total path covered by that projectile. So equation for next point is equation for trajectory of projectile. Equation for trajectory of projectile. पहा विद्यार्थ्यांना आता आपल्याला कुठलं इक्वेशन फाइंड आउट करायचं आहे. हा जो प्रोजेक्टाईल आहे तो स्टार्ट ओ पॉइंट पासून झालेला आहे. ओ पॉइंट पासून स्टार्ट झाल्यानंतर त्याने इथपर्यंत मॅक्सिमम हाईट मॅक्सिमम डिस्टन्स कव्हर केलेलं आहे अलोंग वाय ॲक्सिस. आणि या पॉइंट पासून त्याची व्हेलोसिटी जी आहे ती कमी होत गेलेली आहे. तो क्यू पॉइंट जवळ येऊन थांबलेला आहे. तर आपल्याला आता इक्वेशन जे आहे ते इक्वेशन कशासाठी फाइंड आउट करायचं आहे. ट्रॅजेक्टरी ऑफ प्रोजेक्टाईल, that means total distance covered by that projectile. Total distance, that means this distance total distance covered by that projectile. So this distance belongs in y and x plane. So while finding out the equation of trajectory, we have to consider velocity along x-axis and velocity along y-axis. That means horizontal velocity of projectile and vertical velocity of projectile. ठीक है, म्हणजे ही पाथ टोटल ट्रॅजेक्टरीचं पाथसाठी इक्वेशन फाइंड आउट करण्यासाठी आपल्याला हॉरिझॉन्टल वेलोसिटी कन्सिडर करावी लागणार आहे प्लस वर्टिकल वेलोसिटी सुद्धा काय करावी लागणार आहे कन्सिडर करावी लागणार आहे किंवा दोन वेलोसिटीचा यूज करून आपल्याला इक्वेशन फॉर ट्रॅजेक्टरी जे आहे ते फाइंड आउट करता येईल. सो द इक्वेशन ऑफ मोशन ऑफ अ प्रोजेक्टाइल which is the relation between the displacement of projectile along vertical and horizontal direction. Along vertical and horizontal direction. या दोन्ही डायरेक्शनचा आपल्याला यूज करावा लागणार आहे. ठीक आहे. So as the projectile start from point O, see in this diagram, projectile start from point O. So x vector x is equal to 0 at a point O. Projectile velocity or displacement of at a point O. डिस्प्लेसमेंट जे आहे ते डिस्प्लेसमेंट ओ पॉइंट जवळ काय असणार आहे 0 असणार आहे. देन फॉर वेक्टर x is equal to 0 we can write as sx is equal to 0 at a starting and 1 minute sx is equal to x and sy is equal to y. That means displacement along x-axis, therefore we can take it as sx, and displacement along y-axis, therefore we can take it as sy. So from this equation along x-axis we use displacement of a projectile. For a displacement we use equation as u cos theta into t along x-axis. So here x is equal to u cos of theta into t. X is equal to u cos theta divided by u cos theta into t. Therefore t is equal to x divided by u cos of theta. We get t is equal to x divided by u cos theta along x-axis. Now along y-axis we using velocity Vy. Along y-axis we using velocity Vy is equal to, and the equation along y-axis Vy is equal to u sin theta t minus 1/2 gt square. Vy is equal to u sin theta t minus 1/2 gt square, and now we get the value of t as x divided by u cos of theta. Therefore, substituting this value in this equation, Vy is equal to u sin theta into t minus 1/2 gt square. Now substitute this value as a t is equal to x divided by u cos theta in this equation. So u sin theta into x divided by u cos of theta minus 1/2 g into t square, that means x divided by u cos of theta square, which is equal to, now solving these equations we get u sin theta divided by u cos of theta into x minus 1/2 g divided by u cos of theta. Now this x divided by u cos theta square, bracket square, therefore we get as a u square cos square theta into x square. I rearrange the term as minus 1/2 g u square cos square theta square into x square. Now in this term u get cancelled, and we know that sin divided by cos, sin theta divided by cos theta is tan theta into x, tan theta into x minus 1/2 g divided by u square cos square theta, u square cos theta square into x square. Now this equation is the equation for trajectory of a projectile. Therefore, we can write with the letter y. So we get y is equal to, now I can use for this tan theta as a and minus 1/2 and minus 1/2 g divided by u square cos square theta for b. So I take the equation, this is minus, so for tan theta I can write as a into x plus b into x square, plus b into x square. Now this is the equation we get, which is known equation as y is equal to ax plus bx square. So y is equal to tan theta x minus 1/2 g u square cos square theta x square. This equation we call as a trajectory of a projectile. This equation we call as a trajectory of a projectile. Y is equal to tan theta x minus 1/2 g divided by u square cos theta square into x square. This is the trajectory of a projectile, that means total distance covered by that projectile. Now if we substitute tan theta is equal to a and minus 1/2 g divided by u square cos theta square as a letter b, then we get y is equal to ax plus bx square, and this is the equation of parabola. हे जे काही इक्वेशन आपल्याला मिळालेले आहे ट्रॅजेक्टरीचं, तर या ट्रॅजेक्टरीच्या इक्वेशन मध्ये आपण या दोन टर्म ज्या यूज केलेल्या आहेत त्या टर्मला मी एक नेम दिलं याचं लेटर ए आणि सेकंड टर्म जी आहे त्याला बी म्हटलं, तर आपल्याला एक इक्वेशन मिळतं y equal to ax plus bx, and this is the known equation in mathematics, आणि या इक्वेशनला आपण इक्वेशन ऑफ पॅराबोला असं म्हणतो. y is equal to ax plus bx square, and this equation we call as the equation of parabola. या इक्वेशनला आपण इक्वेशन ऑफ पॅराबोला असं म्हणतो. Thus the total path that is the trajectory of a projectile is a parabola. ठीक आहे, आपल्याला ट्रॅजेक्टरी साठी हे इक्वेशन मिळालं आणि त्या इक्वेशन मध्ये आपण काही टर्मला एक कॉन्स्टंट नाव दिलं तर आपल्याला इक्वेशन ऑफ पॅराबोला मिळतं. That is, it indicates that the trajectory equation is the equation of parabola. And this important point, students, you should be remember, that is trajectory of a projectile is the equation of a parabola, because we get equation of parabola from this equation. So हे इक्वेशन समजलं का विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो? कुठपासून स्टार्ट केलेलं आहे? आपल्याला ट्रॅजेक्टरीचे इक्वेशन फाइंड आउट करायचं. ट्रॅजेक्टरी दॅट मीन्स टोटल पाथ कव्हर्ड बाय दॅट प्रोजेक्टाईल. हे टोटल डिस्टन्स स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट पासून एंड पॉइंट पर्यंत त्या प्रोजेक्टाईलने जी काही पाथ कव्हर केलेली आहे ती पाथ, दॅट इज द टोटल डिस्टन्स आहे ते फाइंड आउट करायचं आहे. नाउ दिस प्रोजेक्टाईल इज इन कोऑर्डिनेट सिस्टम x and y coordinate system, that means horizontal and vertical coordinate system. Therefore we have to use as a horizontal velocity and vertical velocity to find out this equation. So first we take as a horizontal distance as x, and this at a starting this horizontal distance is 0. Therefore we can take it as x divided by u cos theta. And for vertical along y-axis, vertical equation we have already find out, that is along y-axis y is equal to u sin theta t minus 1/2 gt square. Now y is equal to along y-axis, therefore projectile moving along y-axis, therefore y is equal to u sin theta. तीनची व्हॅल्यू आपण फाइंड आउट केली, ती इथे सबस्टिट्यूट केली, इथे सुद्धा सबस्टिट्यूट केली आणि त्यानंतर आपण सॉल्व करत गेलो. कॉमन टर्म कॅन्सल झाल्या. sin theta divided by cos theta we get as a tan theta minus 1/2 g divided by u square cos square theta into x square. या टर्म मध्ये मी x जो आहे तो बाहेर काढलेला आहे आणि या सेकंड टर्म मध्ये x स्क्वेअर जो आहे तो मी बाहेर काढलेला आहे ब्रॅकेटच्या बाहेर. सो इक्वेशन जे आहे ते इक्वेशन आपल्याला हे ट्रॅजेक्टरी इक्वेशन मिळालेले आहे आणि याच इक्वेशन वरनं आपण इक्वेशन ऑफ पॅराबोला जो आहे तो फाइंड आउट करतो. सो फॉर द एक्झाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू दिस इक्वेशन इज इम्पॉर्टंट फॉर द 2 or 3 मार्क्स. ही इक्वेशन जे आहे ते इम्पॉर्टंट आहे. ठीक आहे, तो नेक्स्ट पॉइंट आपण पाहणार आहोत. इथपर्यंत समजलं असेल तर आपण पुढचा पॉइंट घेणार आहोत, दॅट इज अ युनिफॉर्म सर्क्युलर मोशन. Uniform circular motion. Now see in this point, uniform, uni that means one, circular in one direction, circular motion. For example, the object, now I can talk about an object, therefore we can call it as an object. Object is moving in a uniform circular path. For example, this is the object A and it covers this circular path in a uniform direction. In a uniform direction. That means it covers this distance in a uniform velocity. Uniform velocity, that means it covers this distance in equal intervals of time. We see this in rectilinear motion, uniform. या वर्डचा आपल्याला यूज आहे किंवा हा वर्ड आपण अगोदरही पाहिलेला आहे. त्यावेळेस रेक्टिलिनियर मोशन ऑफ एन ऑब्जेक्ट पाहत होतो त्यावेळेस आपल्याला युनिफॉर्म व्हेलॉसिटी युनिफॉर्म ॲक्सेलरेशन जे आहे ते आपण पाहिलेलं आहे. त्याच पद्धतीने फक्त आता ऑब्जेक्ट जो आहे तो ऑब्जेक्ट काय करतोय सर्क्युलर पाथ सर्क्युलर डिस्टन्स कव्हर करतोय आणि तो डिस्टन्स कव्हर करत असताना त्या ऑब्जेक्टची जी व्हेलॉसिटी आहे ती व्हेलॉसिटी काय इक्वल आहे कॉन्स्टंट आहे. म्हणून त्या मोशनला त्या ऑब्जेक्टच्या मोशनला आपण काय म्हणतो युनिफॉर्म सर्क्युलर मोशन असं म्हणतो. फॉर एक्झाम्पल दिस इज द सेंटर ऑफ अ सर्कल अँड फ्रॉम दॅट center point the object is at a distance r, that is a radius of that circle. So uniform circular motion we can define as an object moving with a constant speed. Object moving with a constant speed along a circular path, along a circular is called as a uniform circular motion, is called as a uniform circular motion of an object. त्यावेळेस त्या ऑब्जेक्टची मोशन जी आहे ती मोशन आपण काय म्हणतो युनिफॉर्म सर्क्युलर मोशन असं. तो ऑब्जेक्ट जो आहे युनिफॉर्म सर्क्युलर मोशन मध्ये आहे असं आपण म्हणतो. I repeat again, when an object moving with a constant speed along a circular path is called as a uniform circular motion. It's called as a uniform circular motion. And this uniform circular motion, in short, we use as a UCM, uniform circular motion. We call it as a UCM. And for this motion, the speed is constant. That means, for example, the object is start moving on the circular path, and at a point A, the speed of that object is 10 meter per second. Then at this point also the object has a speed 10 meter per second. At this point also the speed has 10 meter per second, and this point also 10 meter per second. That means constant speed of that object. It is important for a uniform circular motion. So such a motion is only possible. This uniform circular motion is only possible if its velocity is always tangential to its circular path. It is important. Its velocity always tangential to its circular path. Tangential means see this diagram. This velocity, that means this velocity makes an angle 90 degree with the radius. प्रत्येक ठिकाणी या रेडियसची त्या ऑब्जेक्टच्या सेंटर पासून तो काही स्पीड आहे त्या पॉइंट बरोबर 90 डिग्री जो आहे तो 90 डिग्री क्रिएट झालेला आहे. म्हणून त्या पॉइंटला आपण काय म्हणतो टँजेन्शियल टू इट्स सर्क्युलर पाथ. टँजेन्शियल दॅट मीन्स 90 degree. Therefore we call it as a tangential to its circular path, and then only we get uniform circular motion of an object. So up to this point for today we stop here. Next point we will continue in the next lecture. Thank you.